If your child's soccer practice starts with laps around the field, or if the coach ends sessions regularly with gassers or suicides, like running back and forth until the kids are heaving, I need you to listen very carefully. As a sports physiotherapist, I'm telling you, the coach is biologically holding back your child's speed. I'm going to explain why running laps is literally converting your child's energy systems from a Ferrari to a Prius. I'm HM. I audit the development of elite youth players for a living, and today I'm going to show you why the old school fitness is the enemy of the modern soccer player. And I'll show you how you can better help protect and build that Ferrari even faster. But first, we need to look at the biology of the game. To understand why laps are a waste of time, we first need to know what the demands of soccer actually is. As a sports physio, I need to know what demands a player meets when he or she is getting back into the game after an injury, because I need to help them get there. Now, if you look at what a lot of coaches do, soccer is like a 10k run. They treat it like an endurance event. Science tells us something different though. Soccer is complex and demands two different energy systems on the opposite side of the spectrum. Both endurance, the Prius, and sprinting, the Ferrari. See, it is true that elite professional players cover more than 10 kilometers in a match, and the endurance part of our energy system certainly needs to be good enough for us to cover that distance. However, as anyone who's ever watched a match has ever witnessed, not one player go about running in a constant pace throughout the game. Covering that distance in the time the ball is in play would be like running a 10k in an hour. That's a steady pace of 6 minutes per kilometer or 9.5 minutes per mile. And this is the key really. A professional game of soccer makes acceleration and deceleration demands of a player every 4 seconds. Now, those acceleration and deceleration moments are the 0 to 60 moments. It's the sprint to the ball, the jump for a header, the shot. It's when the Ferrari is crucial, and these moments last for 0 to 10 seconds and are anaerobic, meaning it doesn't rely on oxygen purely. It's pure explosive power between the explosions. There is the recovery. It's a jogging back into position, the walking while the ball is out of play, and this uses oxygen to refill the energy tank for the next sprint, and where your kid is benefiting from a hugely efficient Prius. Now, this is the rhythm of the game. Explode, recover, explode, recover. It's high intensity followed by low intensity. It's very, very rarely medium intensity, like on a longer training run that someone might be doing as part of a preparation for a 10k or a marathon. But look at the fitness drills too many coaches do. Look at gassers, suicides or laps. The coach has them running at a medium-high pace for 20 minutes straight and is removing the explosion, or it's running without the recovery. The coach is training them in the grey zone. So that's the zone of mediocrity. The coach is building a player who's great at running at medium speed, but in soccer, medium speed is dead speed. And if you are running at medium speed, you aren't beating the defender and you aren't recovering to helping your team. You're just existing, like a cone whose only purpose is for other players to go around. And it gets worse when a coach forces a child to sprint constantly with no rest, when he yells, "Don't stop, keep pushing," and he pushes them out of the zone where they can recover and into the zone where the player's energy and motivation hit a brick wall. And this energy system kicks in when you go hard for 30 seconds to 2 minutes, roughly. So this is the burn. Like old school coaches love the burn. They think the burning sensation in the legs is weakness leaving the body or something. And as a physio, I'm telling you that burn is messing up the system. When you train in this zone, your body burns sugar inefficiently, and the byproduct is lots of hydrogen ions, which creates acidity in the muscle. Now, why does this matter? Because acidity is the enemy of coordination, power, and endurance. Everything we want from a player. When your child's muscles are bathed in acid, the communication between the brain and the muscle starts to sort of glitch, It's like trying to send a Wi-Fi signal through a concrete wall. We see 3 things happen instantly when a kid enters the acid bath. Their fine motor skills vanish. They can start tripping over the ball and look clumsy. The brain, sensing the toxicity, is forced to slow down. Processing speed and decision making drops off a cliff. And technique collapses. We've all heard the phrase, practice makes perfect, but that's frankly a lie. Practice makes permanent. Whatever you do repeatedly, your brain encodes as the way to move. Now, think about the end of that practice session. The kids are exhausted. Their legs are burning with lactic acid and their coordination is gone. And the coach screams, technique, keep your form. But they literally can't. Biologically, they can't execute clean movement. So what do? Well, they compensate. They drop their hips, they drag their feet. They're practicing inefficient movement skills. They're practicing inefficient mechanics. And because they're doing it under high stress, the brain sort of locks it in even further. You are essentially paying a coach to drill sloppy play into your child's nervous system. If you want your child to be a technician, a wizard with the ball, they need to practice when their system is clean. They need to be in the state where they have maximum power and be able to recover. Sprint, do the skill perfectly, then stop. Let the aerobic system flush the waste, refill the tank, then go again at 100% quality. Training in the acid zone teaches them to survive. Training in the clean zone teaches them to thrive. So how can we fix this? Well, does your child just sit on a couch? Do we stop running? No, we replace laps with the game. So the solution is as simple as it is effective. Your kid can get fit by playing soccer in a specific way. Think about high intensity 1v1 games, for instance, which you can do in the backyard. You have to sprint to beat your kid. That's the explosion. The kid goes out of bounds and you walk to get it. That's the recovery. You laugh, you breathe, you reset, then you sprint again. This mimics the exact physiological profile of a match, but here's the difference. Because when there are breaks and when the ball is out, the acid never builds up in those debilitating levels. The brain stays online, the technique stays sharper. Your child is getting fitter there, and your heart is getting stronger. But they are doing it while touching the ball. They're building the engine and the skill at the same time. Every minute your coach spends making them run without the ball is a minute stolen from their technical development. There is only a fixed amount of minutes in a practice. Don't waste 20 of them on track and field if it's soccer your kid wants to be better at. I know what you're thinking, HM, this makes sense, but I'm just the parent. The coach is the coach. And I get that. It's hard to change a system that's been around for decades. But you can be the CEO of your child's development, and you control, or at least influence, the ecosystem outside those 90 minutes. If you know your child is getting acid training on Tuesdays, you need to make sure they aren't doing it on Wednesdays with a private trainer. You need to know how to structure a week to protect their explosiveness. And this is where I can help. It's not for everyone. It's for the parent who suspects that more isn't always better. I look at your child's weekly schedule, I look at the junk volume, and I give you a roadmap to protect their engine. We can't always stop the coach from blowing the whistle, but we can ensure that your child survives the system without losing their spark. Now, if you want to protect the Ferrari, click the link below.